And our top focus on World Business Watch. In the Hindenburg versus SEBI Chief Saga, calls for an independent probe is now growing. From India's opposition parties to experts, they have all joined in the chorus to probe Hindenburg's allegations against SEBI Chief Madhabi Puri Buch, maintaining that the credibility of the market's regulator and the ongoing controversy surrounding the SEBI chief, it highlights the need for an independent investigation. Well, these allegations have broader implications for both SEBI and the government. The government, though, has not responded to the ongoing drama yet. To start with, these allegations raise several questions. Number one, will the government initiate a different probe? Number two, should the SEBI chief hold the position under such a scenario? If proven true, the claims could undermine confidence in SEBI's impartiality and regulatory effectiveness. Investor confidence also comes into question here. Markets experts have stressed the need to put these allegations to rest. Earlier, WION correspondent Susan Tehrani spoke to Sanjay Patna, who's the director of the Center on Regulation and Markets at the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C. Take a listen as to this conversation.
What steps would SEBI need to take to restore investor confidence in the wake of these allegations against its head?
Well, thank you so much, Susan. It's a pleasure to be here. First of all, this is obviously very complex. So this is really important because if SEBI wanted to put this issue to rest, the only way I see forward how they could do it would be an independent investigation. In the US, for instance, that sometimes happens through an independent law firm or an auditing company that then produce a report that can be publicly shared. Obviously, more serious steps would be an investigation by the CBI in India or a special investigation team. But I think it is an open question whether we need that investigation. And it's really up to the SEBI and the SEBI's leadership to determine whether there is credibility to these allegations and whether this is a path that they want to go down.
In your opinion, do you see that this situation may impact the broader Indian market and the economy? And ultimately, what steps should be taken to maintain stability? You talked about that independent investigation. You can elaborate a little more on that perhaps for us. And also, if you have any other thoughts on how do we reach a stabilizing situation for those investors that are concerned?
So what is interesting is when we look at the current market trends and when we look at the reports that some of the analysts have put out, it looks like that the impact on the Indian economy and markets seem to be relatively minor, at least in the short term. Obviously, it's very hard to predict how this will play out in the medium and long term, but at least the signs point in that direction.
Well, and for more on this, we're now being joined by Professor Vikas Singh, economist and author. He's joining us live from Hyderabad. Welcome to World Business Watch, Professor Singh.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning to the viewers.
Good morning, Professor. Now, calls are growing for an independent probe into Hindenburg's allegations. What is your take on this?
I think the Hindenburg-SEBI controversy, while undoubtedly a significant event, can be viewed as a catalyst for India's financial market maturity. While it triggered market volatility and raised concerns about the corporate governance, it has also highlighted the resilience of the Indian market, underscored by a diversified investor base and robust economic fundamentals. The episode also has highlighted critical areas of improvement. The SEBI controversy, though disruptive, has offered India a chance to improve its financial system. While the market has shown strength, it highlights the need for better corporate governance. In my view, I think this episode should be seen as a catalyst for us to enhance our capabilities, to monitor, to manage the entire market system. India is now a gorilla in the capital market and yet a long way from its peak. It must behave like a leader and create an ecosystem that is not only growth-oriented, but also fair to every market participant. It needs to build a mature financial market and must focus on improving how companies are run and how these companies are nurtured and monitored. There will be bad apples in every market, and it must create the ecosystem to throw them out of the basket and most importantly, exemplify those actions. I also believe that the government and its supporters must get out of the mindset that any attack on SEBI or any of its institution is an attack on India, but should be seen as an attack on how these institutions are governed. This humility is the first step to creating a more robust ecosystem. Unfortunately, we have not seen this maturity in the words of the government or its representatives. I don't understand why the finance minister couldn't have come and voiced a view, just a sentence from her saying that we are taking responsibility and will take all actions that will ensure that this kind of things are not repeated. This sentence alone could have calmed the market, could have shown that India is a mature financial market, and the minister and the government takes responsibility for everything that is happening. Unfortunately, that sentence didn't come, and that has triggered the confusion around this.
Right, Professor Singh. Right, absolutely. I was just asking you that you have said that this episode acts like a catalyst. My last question to you, that what should the SEBI do to maintain its credibility? Because there are also calls being made for SEBI Chief Madhabi Puri Buch to resign, and questions are being raised on SEBI's impartiality and regulatory effectiveness at this point of time.
I don't think Ms. Buch should resign. I think she's done a great job over the last 2 years when she was been the chairperson, also as a whole-time director. I think she has high credibility. The credibility of SEBI is equally high. I think what she should do is she should welcome this investigation instead of trying to say that I haven't done anything. Just by submitting herself to a fair and impartial investigation will not only enhance her credibility, but most importantly, it will enhance the credibility of SEBI as a whole. So there's no need to resign because these kind of accusations can come. We must give her a fair chance, especially keeping in mind that without any investigation, without any verdict on this, asking a person in high office to resign is not only fair, but also sends the wrong signal for other regulators.
Right, Professor Singh, thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here on World Business Watch with your insights.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.